Er kommt aus Wien mit einem Kampfgewicht von 105 Kilogramm. Er ist der Kaiser von Österreich, the Austrian Wolverine, Colen!
Quite simply, one of the finest professional wrestlers that the nation of Austria has ever produced, a 20-year veteran. A man who since Chapter 1 here of Pro Wrestling Austria and that tournament victory has been able to call himself the Emperor of Austria. But we know him better as the Austrian Wolverine, Chris Colen.
Und hier kommt sein Gegner. Er kommt aus Soest in Deutschland mit einem Kampfgewicht von 104 Kilogramm. Der International Superstar Norman Harras.
Well, if you want to understand just how arrogant Norman Harras is, consider this. He's a man who has decided to dub himself the International Superstar. One of the more frustrating things about Norman Harras, particularly given his attitude, is that unfortunately he does have the talent to back it up. He's former two-time WXW Shotgun champion, former Wrestling Cult No Limits champion as well. So as much as he might be very unpleasant, he is talented. What's he doing now?
Kommt aus Soest in Deutschland mit einem Kampfgewicht von 104.
Das interessiert keinen.
Der International Superstar Norman Harras.
Norman Harras demanding he be announced a second time. We heard what Colen thought of that. Still very early in his career, certainly compared to Colen is Harras. He's been going for about 6 years now, compared to Colen's 20. And I'm sure in Norman Harras's head, Colen's time is up, and Harras's time is now. Well, let's find out. Colen trying to start this in an energetic way, keeping Harras guessing. Colen able to get Harras back into the corner. Colen might be all smiles, but there is a menacing demeanor just hiding beneath that smile. Harras will know that. Again, for all of his faults, Norman Harras is a real student of the game. Pat on the head there, which sort of drew the ire of Chris Colen. Colen's another one of those guys who, if you tried to list all of his accolades over his career, it would take all night, but one of the most memorable is that he is a former world champion over in the German Wrestling Federation, GWF in Berlin. Held that championship for just about an entire year, and actually had the chance to regain that championship here in Pro Wrestling Austria at Full Mayhem. A match where the Babo Metahan, the current champion, was able to win in pretty unfair circumstances as far as the Austrian Wolverine was concerned. Colen, not one to dwell on that, not one to complain. Instead, he'll take out his frustrations here, I'm sure, on Norman Harras. Riding Harras there. If there's one thing that Norman Harras hates, it's being embarrassed, being humiliated. That's what Colen did to him there, getting into the psyche of this self-proclaimed international superstar. Colen going behind, half Nelson, into a snapmare. Harras back to his feet, Colen a step ahead of him. Rolls back, off of the ropes, gets the shoulders of Harras down for 2. Harras able to kick out. Colen, as Harras came charging at him, dodged out of the way. Harras ends up on the outside of the ring. Harras in danger of losing his temper here. He might lose his cool, and that won't help him against Colen. Side headlock from Harras as he tries to get himself both physically and mentally back into the driver's seat. Shoulder block. Harras takes Colen down. Harras to the ropes once more. There's a leapfrog from Colen and follows it up with a hip toss. Crowd enjoyed that one. They'll enjoy this as well. Colen spins around and hits him with a body slam. Harras trying to roll under that bottom rope to try and get away from Colen. Referee saying that he did indeed make it under that bottom rope. Colen had to give him a moment to recuperate. The elbow. Harras buying himself some time, went for been a wild right hand there, but Colen blocked it. Colen's going to try and suplex him back into the ring here. Colen's got him up. He's going to keep him up. The blood rushing to the head of Norman Harras with a delayed vertical suplex. Harras hung up there upside down, knowing that awful impact was coming. Gets a kick out on 2 there, there's Harras. Harras, for all of the success he's had elsewhere, hasn't been that fortunate in his recent results here in Pro Wrestling Austria. He got a win over Anil Marek at Chapter 1. Since then, things not really going his way. He might not be going his way here either, as Colen, after the elbow drop, hooks the leg for another 2 count. Harras has had losses to Peter White and to Martn Payne. And that, if you're Norman Harras and in your own head, you are the biggest star there is in pro wrestling, that simply is unacceptable. Victory over Colen, though, would certainly help to correct things from Harras's point of view. There's a big back body drop from Colen, though. Colen's got both of the legs hooked. He had his weight down on the shoulders as well. Very tight cover there from Colen, but Harras nonetheless able to kick out. Colen, though, firing off the heavy artillery in that corner. Into the other corner. There he goes, and Harras was almost going to be caught in the uranagi then. Just about able to break his way free. It's a boot from Harras right to the face. And Chris Colen, I think, may have been hit hard there. He is down on the outside. Harras coming to get some more of Colen while he's on top, scraping his nails down the back of Colen. And now Harras dropping Colen's spine first, right on the ring apron. Harras looking for the pin. Colen will kick out. Harras Harras drove his forearm into the side of the face of Colen during that pin, but he didn't hook the legs. Norman Harras. You can see a bit more of a swagger, a bit more of a strut in his step now. Harras puts his head down, maybe too early. Yep, sunset flip here from Colen. Kick out on 2 from Harras. Clothesline from Norman Harras. Now it's Harras who hooks both legs and Colen who kicked out. Chris Colen, he's gasping for air slightly. Colen very finely conditioned. As a measure of how much Norman Harras has been able to put him through his paces, and he's a little short on breath, but he's immediately back up. Colen looking a clothesline, but he eats an elbow there from Harras. Harras will try again for the win, and again Colen will kick out. Harras picking up Colen. Shot right to the side of the face of the Austrian Wolverine. Harras has him up. Body slam from Harras. Harras with a big smile on his face as he drops the knee right into the abdomen. He'll go for the pin again. Will Harras, and again Chris Colen forced to kick out. Kick out he did, but every time he has to do that, he's exerting more energy, is Colen. See now, Harras trying to squeeze some of that remaining energy out of Colen, but Colen fighting back. There's an uppercut from Harras. Colen to the ropes. Ducks a clothesline, ducks an elbow, and hits a clothesline of his own. Harras goes down. Chris Colen getting fired up. Harras got blocked. Everything Harras trying to do at the moment, being countered, being rebuffed by Chris Colen. It's Colen with the upper hand once more. Harras hard into the corner. Chris Colen locked and loaded. Big right hand, the punch to Harras. Harras now down in the corner. Colen will follow him in. The knee right into the face of Harras. The international superstar in a world of trouble. Gets caught there. The Uranagi from Chris Colen, and a kick out. The kick out from Harras. Harras again rolling under the bottom rope, trying to get himself a little bit of respite from Colen if he can. Colen now picking Harras up. He's going all the way to the top. He's looking for a superplex. If he hits it, you've got to think Norman Harras's night is going to be over. He does hit it. The entire ring shakes as both men's bodies collide with the canvas. Norman Harras lifted 10 feet in the air there with a superplex. Colen has dragged himself back to his feet. He's hit the superplex. Can he finish the job here? Colen looking for the Wolverine's end. Harras escaped it. Harras has him up. Drops Colen on his face. A leaping European uppercut from Norman Harras. Is that enough to put away the Austrian Wolverine? No, it isn't. Just a 2 count for Norman Harras. Yet to check with the referee. Harras knows that he made Pretty much perfect contact on that uppercut. A lot of opponents would have stayed down there, but Chris Colen is not a normal opponent, not by a long shot. The suplex from Harras. Again, he'll try. Wrapped up really tight that time, and Chris Colen somehow, I don't know how, but Chris Colen kicking out once more. In the 2 decades he's been in the ring, we've seen Chris Colen come back from some seemingly unsurvivable situations. This one is looking increasingly bleak for him because Norman Harras is really building, really doubling down on his advantage. Harras just unloading with those strikes on Colen in the corner. Fans don't like it. Harras feeding off of their displeasure. But Colen out of the blocks with a kick. Super kick from Colen, and he got him. Chris Colen from nowhere.
Und der Sieger dieses Matches, der Kaiser von Österreich, der Austrian Wolverine, Chris Colen.
Where the hell did that come from? A super kick from nowhere when Chris Colen looked like he was out of it. Colen caught Harras by surprise, knocked him out, and the Emperor of Austria maintains his superiority here at Stronger Together. Well, if you want to know why Chris Colen is one of the best, just look back at a tape of those last few moments of that match when it seemed like he was down and out. The Austrian Wolverine finding a way, digging deep, getting the job done against Norman Harras. Chris Colen, as impressive as ever, with a memorable victory.